Now let's get move on the video. Economic situation and company development of Vinamilk strategy in the big economic change period, 2015 to 2022. Welcome everyone to the thesis report on Crypto Class CCO2. The video is divided into two parts. The first is a video about the problem statement that my group has selected, and the second part will be a video of the subject report. Hopefully, after the video, we can give you useful information to help you study and work. Thanks a lot. The dairy market situation in the world before the COVID-19 pandemic. Dairy products include liquid milk, powdered milk, and other dairy products, became popular in the world after experiencing the invention of pasteurization technology and UHT sterilization technology revolutions. From 2015 to 2019, both the production and consumption of global dairy products are increased annually before the COVID-19. With the continuous expansion of young consumer groups and in order to meet people's personalized, novels, and other demands, all kinds of innovative dairy products are launched, such as probiotics, rich protein, low-calorie, low sugar, and sugar-free for health concerns, flavored butter, spicy pickle cheese, and plant-based dairy alternatives. Looking at the datasheet, we can see that the human demand for dairy foods is growing and increasing annually. Vinamilk financial situation over the years from 2015 to 2019. In 2015, total revenue of Vinamilk earned 40,223 Vietnam dong billion. Profit before tax 9,367. Profit after tax 7,770. According to demand and consumption of dairy products in the domestic market have been expanding continuously. Vietnam's per capita consumption of dairy products is well below the global average and that of the other countries in the region. And is for the trade. In this time, aiming to enhance Vinamilk's competitiveness, many innovations have been introduced by the company's R&D team to create new products that not only meet market demand but are also optimal for the physique of Vietnamese children. Some new products: a new line of Optimum Gold powdered milk, various lines of ready-to-drink milk like Dialacro, Dialac Alpha Gold, Dialacro Plus, and Optimum Gold. Four-season twin cows ice cream. It is known that the two main segments driving the growth of domestic dairy industry are two most important products, including liquid milk and powdered milk, with a total market value of 74%. As for powdered milk, the value of this product is estimated to account for 45% of Vietnam's milk market, with an average growth rate of 10.1% in the period 2010 to 2013. However, by 2014 to 2015, it is on a downward trend, especially milk consumption in urban areas. However, foreign companies such as Abbott, Friesland Campina Vietnam, and Mead Johnson account for most of the powdered milk market share because Vietnamese consumers are still willing to pay high price for the foreign brands. Domestic enterprises such as Vinamilk account for about 30% of the market share. According to a document filed at Ho Chi Minh City Stock Exchange, Vinamilk forecasts its consolidated revenue to have grown 14.86% on the year to 46.2 trillion dong, $2 billion, 3.68% higher than its target. Its pre-tax profit rose 19.75% to 11.2 trillion, while net profit expanded 19.77% to 9.31 trillion dong, exceeding by 11.78% and 12.63%, respectively, its full-year targets. Marking its 14th anniversary in 2015, Vinamilk launched the country's first ever premium fresh, organic milk product line which meets US and European standards. The organic milk is produced by cows raised on open grassland on the Central High outside Dalat City. The cows are strictly guarded to avoid exposure to genetically modified fodder, growth hormones, antibiotics, pesticides, and chemical fertilizers. The obvious and prior results were an additional gain in market shares of 3K product categories. Liquid milk is increased by 1.5% to 54.5%, yogurt by 0.4% to 84.7%, and drinking yogurt saw a breakthrough gain by 1.9% to 33.9%. With export revenue up about $200 million in 2017. Vinamilk ranked 16th in terms of high export revenue out of the total of 225 enterprises, equivalent to 234 business and 24 categories, and is also the largest enterprise in the world olive milk on the list. This has contributed to affirming Vinamilk's leading position in the dairy industry in Vietnam and contributing to Vietnam's name of the World Dairy Industry Map. Vinamilk case export products include baby milk powder, sweetened condensed milk, and yogurt, in addition to invested markets such as Cambodia, Poland, Russia, and the US. Vinamilk will continue to exploit other potential markets in the Middle East and Southeast Asia, and at the same time increase export to the Asia region. Fly up to now, Vinamilk has exported its products to 43 countries and territories, including markets requiring very high quality standards of imported food, such as Japan, US, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. A year 2018 with many changes and fluctuations in the context of the global socio-economic situation, and its impact on the business environment is indeed a challenging year, especially for the industry. Consumption is not favorable. However, Vietnam's economy has prospered with economic growth exceeding expectations, positive development of a number of fields. In 2018, Vinamilk also won many awards, recognizing its continuous efforts in pursuing the path of sustainable development. Brand reputation. Vinamilk, the national brand, always captures a good image in the eyes of the consumers. The brand value is increasing, continuing to be in the top. With that philosophy, in 2018, Vinamilk launched typical products such as Greek yogurt, sticky rice yogurt, walnut soy milk. These products have contributed to enriching Vinamilk's product portfolio and suitable for dairy consumption trends in Vietnam, the region, and the world. Slightly decreased by 0.7% compared to 2017, but Vinamilk's market share continued to increase by 0.9%, affirming the leading position of the business. The dairy market situation in the world during the COVID-19 pandemic, 2019 to 2021. Disruptions to supply chains, logistics, and trade due to lockdowns, travel restrictions, and border closures, affecting milk production, processing, distribution, and consumption. Shifts in consumer behavior and preference due to changes in lifestyle, income, and health concerns, leading to fluctuations in demand for milk and dairy products. Government support for milk producers and processors through subsidies, loans, and incentives to mitigate the impact of COVID on industry. Price volatility and market uncertainty due to pandemic-related factors such as government interventions, stimulus packages, and vaccine development. Vinamilk's financial situation during the COVID-19 pandemic, 2019 to 2021. 2019 marked a significant recovery in Vinamilk business results, despite facing many challenges, including fierce competition environment and high costs of imported raw materials. Vinamilk still promotes its strength in terms of diversified product portfolio and effective distribution system. to increase its market share by 0.2% and continue to maintain its leading position in Vietnam's dairy industry. Specifically, the total consolidated revenue reached 56,400 billion dong, and the consolidated profit after tax reached 10,554 billion dong, up 7.2% and 3.4% respectively over the same period, and exceeded the set plan. Statistic: the total size of Vietnam dairy market in 2019 reached 121,000 billion, up to 8.9% over the previous year. Consumption of drinking milk and yogurt grew significantly, up 9.9% and up 11.6% by volume, while powdered milk and condensed milk grew by 2.1% and 2.7% respectively. Vinamilk is leading the powdered milk segment with a market share of 40.6%, but has encountered many difficulties due to smaller competitors such as Nutifood, Dutch Lady, and TH True Milk, Vita Dairy launching new products. In addition, international dairy companies such as Abbott, Friesland Campina, Mead Johnson, Nestlé, and many other smaller dairy firms all have good capacity in marketing and product research and development. Vinamilk continuously receives brand and business performance ratings from domestic and foreign organizations. Specifically, Vinamilk is the only and the first company in Vietnam to be honored as an Asian Valuable Investment Asset, and also ranked in the top 3 listed enterprise of Vietnam according to the results of the card. In 2020, Vinamilk has launched and relaunched 15 products and over. At the market share, it's estimated that by the end of 2020, Vinamilk still held the largest market share in the dairy industry with 43.3%. The market share of Vinamilk and Mộc Châu Milk combined will be more than 45%. Following Vinamilk is Friesland Campina with 50.8%. With an increase of 2.2% compared to 2020, the total consolidated revenue in 2021 reached 61,000 billion Vietnam dong, surpassing the 60 trillion milestone for the first time and completing 98.2% of the plan. To attain this achievement, Vinamilk had overcome many difficult times, especially in 2021, when the COVID-19 pandemic inflicted serious impacts on the global economy and international trade. In the face of unpredictable market fluctuations and increasingly diverse consumer demands, Vinamilk constantly develops new product formulas, invests in modern machinery and equipment, and improves existing production to promote business activities. In order to improve production capacity and meet development goals in the new period, Vinamilk has cooperated with the Vietnam Livestock Corporation (GSC), a member company of the group, to build a specialized factory for processing milk and dairy products in My Hảo District, Hưng Yên Province. This dairy factory's project has a total estimated investment of 2,600 billion Vietnam dong, on an area of nearly 25 hectares, with the total design capacity estimated at 400 million liters per year. In 2021, Vinamilk will return products that are not new but improve quality, bring safe and healthy food with advanced nutrients according to the world technological processes. By the end of 2021, Vinamilk's market share in both value and volume showed improvements compared to the previous year. Domestic net sales reached 51,000 billion, a 0.7% growth from the previous year thanks to an efficient distribution system and a gradual recovery in consumption demand after social distance measures were lifted. Online channels recorded a threefold increase in the revenue from the previous year, showing the shift in shopping trends in Vinamilk's timely decision to adopt digitalization over the last few years. In the coming time, Vinamilk will continue to upgrade its IT infrastructure to integrate multi-platform data, thereby making better use of online channels. By the end of 2022, Vinamilk had maintained a total consolidated revenue of more than 60 trillion Vietnam dong, almost unchanged from the previous year, and had completed 94% of the annual plan. Efforts to stabilize sales and reduce operational expense, however, were just partially offset the combination of rising raw material prices, high transportation costs, and exchange rate fluctuations. As a result, the consolidated profit before tax was 10,496 billion Vietnam dong, completed 88. The revival of the post-pandemic economy makes the economic activity of business more vibrant than ever. Particularly in the dairy industry, Vinamilk is currently the most valuable brand with milk products and that receive the love and support of consumers, such as Vinamilk Deluxe powder milk, Vinamilk 100% pasteurized fresh milk, Ông Thọ Sweetened condensed milk, Probi Leaf yogurt drink. Vinamilk yogurt has continued to be honored as the national award product in 2022-2024. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, Vinamilk as well as other companies in same field were making progress in business such as Vinamilk has always been at the top when it's called milk in Vietnam. Vinamilk proved themselves through the quality of their product. Vinamilk was the first milk domestic company in Vietnam. Vinamilk has always been one of the top enterprises in Vietnam. During the epidemic period, other companies had financial problems. However, the good news here is Vinamilk is one of the few companies that pandemic didn't have much impact on the business. The reason why Vinamilk didn't suffer much from the pandemic. The nature of the company's products is not a service company. Clearly go from the start, they had determined two goals: stabilize production and business, effectively prevent the pandemic. Next, a short-term decline in consumer demand.